What's up everyone, it's Ghost here, and a few weeks ago at E3, Bethesda showed off a new trailer for Doom Eternal. So in this video I'm gonna talk a little bit about what in my opinion should be added or left out in Doom Eternal. So starting off with story and gameplay, I would love to see a more story based Doom game while still keeping the aggressive, fast paced Doom gameplay. I'd like to see them find a nice balance in that without the gameplay or story suffering too much. Yeah, I don't have much more to say on that. The gameplay was fantastic in the first one. I think they should just keep at it, maybe a little bit more story, and that's that. So let's move on to customization. Okay, so I really like the customization in Doom 2016, but there's only one problem with it. It's that you don't really see it in game that much. Like the little patterns, you don't really see them, or the colors, unless you play like a free-for-all game. You're only gonna see like a big blue or red blob on your screen. It's just like kinda useless unless you're like a demon and you're eating their heads or something. You don't really see it that much. Sometimes you see the helmets a little bit, but yeah, I'd like to see a little bit more variation in that. So my idea would be having your secondary color on your character kind of shine through the red or blueness of your character, so people can still see your personal customization to your character, but it's still being obvious that it is the enemy team. But of course the majority of your character should be still blue or red, otherwise people would just start abusing it and use a lot of blue, so your enemies would see you as blue and red. But so it should be the minority of your character should be the other color, your personal choice. And for the armor itself, I think they should try to find a way to make them more stand out in the combat itself, because you rarely ever notice someone's helmet, let alone the arms or legs or body armor. You never can distinguish those when you're in combat, unless you're like a demon, you're eating the teammates' faces or something, or you're up close to them, but otherwise you pretty much never see them. Which is pretty sad, because you do want to show off your new items you've just unlocked by, I don't know, leveling or completing a challenge, you know? By the way, talking about that, completing challenges for these things, microtransactions are a thing that could be added in the next one, which I'm not a fan of. Let me just explain what I think they should do if microtransactions are gonna be in the game, which I'm hoping they're not, of course. Okay, so why I said this has to do with challenges is because, in my opinion, you should unlock the base armor piece, like the helmet or the arm, via a challenge, like getting 10 headshots and you get a piece of armor. But if there are microtransactions, I would like to only see like the variants in there, because right now there are a lot of helmets in the game which are pretty much just color pattern variants. So I'd like to see you first complete the challenge to unlock the helmet, and then be able to choose a variant which you got via the microtransactions. If they are able to be chosen if you got them via microtransactions and not the challenge, is a thing I'm not sure about. In my opinion, you should always first unlock it via the challenge and then have the option of changing them via the microtransactions with only the patterns, and not when you unlock them via microtransactions that you have them immediately, because that kind of takes away the challenge. That kind of happened in Halo 5. You had the Helios Skrill armor, which was only to be unlocked after you beaten every Halo game on the Master Chief Collection on Legendary. But there were two different variants which got into the microtransactions, so now people are running around with those variants and still looking as badass without doing the challenge, which is a sad thing. So I don't want that for Doom. I don't want it for Halo either. So yeah, that's just kind of my opinion. Also, if you're gonna do paid extras in the game, please let it not be microtransactions. Let it be like DLC packs, maybe extra map packs. But on the other hand, that also happened with the first Doom, and then the population got low and then it got released for everybody, which is a good thing, I guess, but for the people who bought them in the first place, that's kind of a dick move. But yeah, microtransactions are just bad either way. I'm just worried they're gonna put like game-changing items in there, but I don't think they're gonna, otherwise you're gonna have that whole Battlefront thing over again, and I don't think anyone wants that. So if you're gonna charge for extra things, please let it not be microtransactions at all. Let me be clear of that. And maybe if you're gonna do something, have extra map packs and extra content. But yeah, of course it's just the best for the consumer to have just everything in the game already, not extra things to split the community, not microtransactions to ruin the customization. It's just awesome to have everything in the game in the beginning, pretty much like Halo Reach. Okay, so let's get into the multiplayer. So I love the multiplayer. I've played it a ton already. I'm gonna level up to probably max. It's awesome. There are only a few things I would like to see more. These are not only multiplayer games, but also just things in a complete game. I'd love to see more maps, of course, more weapons, and most importantly, more demons also in the campaign. We already have a few new demons confirmed. You have the Archvile, which I'm not sure if that is exactly how you pronounce it. Archvile, something like that. You can see it on the screen right now. And there's also a Gecko demon, but with arms and horns and a red eye, which you could see in the trailer. And then there's also this other thing. I don't know if it's really a demon. It kind of looks like the Spider Mastermind, but more kind of like a scorpion in a way, because it has the little like needle on the top, or I don't know, a gun probably, and it has 6 legs instead of 4. So that's pretty cool to see. It's just roaming around there, so I'm not sure if it's gonna be a final boss in the game. The last thing I wanted to touch on was multiplayer game modes, because in team play right now there are 8 game modes, of which 3 are capture the point game modes. So I have a few ideas which might be cool additions to the game. Of course, capture the flag. I mean, it was in this Doom as well. It was taken out for some reason. I'm not sure why. Leave a comment if you know. But maybe a fun game mode would be if everyone would spawn as the demon. Just like 8 or 10 demons on one map just battling. That would be pretty cool. Or something like Super Fiesta, like spawning with random weapons each time. That would be pretty cool as well. Or maybe a combination of the two where you spawn as a random demon. That would also be kind of awesome. Or like the complete opposite, where everyone spawns with the same weapon, and with a timer of like half a minute the weapon changes, so everyone has the same weapon the whole time, but you still have different weapons in one game. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Maybe some other things, the collectibles, the little Doom guys need to return, and maybe the old school Doom maps within the levels need to be more expanded, kind of like how they are in Wolfenstein with the old Wolfenstein levels. That would be pretty cool. But yeah, I think that's it. I want to thank NightOwl and Girafael for lending me these clips. Most of them are probably from them, because I don't have that many clips of it, but you'll see in the corner. Anyway, shout out to them. I hope you guys enjoyed. Leave a like if you did, and if you have any opinions on anything I've said or ideas for Doom Eternal, let me know in the comments. And if you want to see more of these videos, you can subscribe down below. I also have my Discord server where you can submit your own clips if you want, of course, and ask me about games or my opinion, or maybe suggest video topics or subjects or whatever. So yeah, I think if you're interested in that, the link is in the description and probably also on the top comment, which is probably my comment. So yeah, thanks for watching, and have a nice day. Bye guys.